So Peretz was bored as everything was banned but the TV, so he watched a Russian series. A provincial female student is violated by a rich major, deputy's son, and everyone starts calling her a slut. Unable to bear the shame, both of the student's parents suddenly die of heart attacks, and corrupt realtors kick her out of her family's house and unjustly send her to prison for 100 years. All these bad people go unpunished and vanish. On the way to prison, the student seeks an abortion, but is made aware it's sinful. Years later, she's released from prison, or is it not her but her daughter, born in confinement by her rapist. The student herself died in agony long ago. It's not important for the story because anyway, she's not just a woman, but an archetype of a Russian woman. Naturally, she also has a daughter. Once she's out of jail, she finds herself just an average guy from some dump, raised by maggots, and moves in with him in a shack with awful neighbors. She also gets herself a horrible job. A job where she's constantly harassed by the warehouse manager and despised by the aging headmistress, who happens to be the wife of that same manager. A man, never leaving a permanent binge, gets into debt with dangerous people just because he can. Dangerous people, injecting themselves with testosterone for brutality, encounter a Russian woman near the barracks and scare and demean her in every possible way. The woman suffers, thereby perfecting her immortal soul. When the perfection of the woman's soul reaches inconceivable limits, heaven sends her a white cop, without a hat, but with a pistol. As good ought to be with fists, but preferably with a pistol. The white cop throws the bandits into the dust, saves the woman, and then all of a sudden the guy realizes he has an incurable addiction from watching this trash. Applying oak bark to his rear end, he longs for a change of scene and runs off to the secret monastery of the mystics, where after brief training he becomes a master of curses, as dying curses possess with the greatest force. The dude drinks a bottle of poison daily, curses someone, and dies in flies. After which, he is urgently resuscitated by a brigade of specially trained monks. In general, he acts this way for several months in a row, cursing all the actors, the film crew, the TV channel management, the country's leadership, and a few personal enemies. But in the end, he realizes that Speedorak and the daily deaths have almost killed all his brain neurons, so he's dumb now. Then the dumb master of curses decides that the mission is accomplished, and the earthly mission is nearing its completion, and decides to seek peace in the next life because he didn't deserve light, but he did deserve peace. And in general, he's pretty fucked up. No sooner said than done. The final death, rebirth, and bam, he's now a tree, because a tree is peace. You stand by yourself, rustle the leaves, do everything slowly while the years fly around rapidly. In general, the only thing the former dude had time to think was, well, here's an idea, how the Chinese cut him down and processed him into a bunch of all sorts of crap like cabinets, bedside tables, and stools. Then he finally freaked out and decided to become a stone, because stones don't think about anything at all. They just lie quietly. But at that moment, the freaking people finally caused a nuclear calamity. Soon everything around became stone, or rather not even stone, a vitrified surface, so the whole planet finally found peace. On the one hand, of course, I feel sorry for the cats, dolphins, and trees, but on the other hand, there's a huge plus. Russian TV shows will never be produced again.